Joining us right now is former chairman of the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commissioner, PAOK, Greco Belgica. Good evening to you, sir.
Hi, good evening, ma'am, and good evening to all our viewers and listener. It's PACC, ma'am, not PAOK. I'm
Ay, oo
sorry.
nga pala, sorry. Sorry, I'm thinking of a different PAOK.
Yeah.
Yung
Yeah.
PAOK yung nag-investigate ng Pogos. PACC, I'm sorry. Sir, are you attorney? Are you a lawyer?
No.
Okay, I was
No,
about to
no.
call you attorney Bellica, pero
Yeah.
it's not.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Anyway, sir, first things first, I'm sure nakinig po kayo, you listened to the whole part 1 and part 2 of today's confirmation of charges hearing. What do you think so far?
Nakakalungkot dahil listening to the hearing, bakit doon ginagawa? All those hearings could have been done here. In fact, more of the truth could have been taken up if it was done here. For example po, the ICC, after the revelations of the Marines, we learned that the witnesses was spoon-fed by Senator Trillanes na ginamitan pa ng corruption money. So, paano mo makakuha talaga yung side kung it was politically motivated and politically influenced? Number 2, ano ang pagkakataon ng ICC malaman kung ano talaga naging sitwasyon dito sa Pilipinas pre-2016 before President Duterte came. So, ang ganda po sana nung idea na malitis, I have nothing against being charged, a case being filed, pero bakit doon where it's so hard to fair the truth? And all the questions that were being asked and how the hearing was being conducted can all be done here. Bigyan ko kayong concrete example, ma'am. I remember bigla na yung kaso mismo, similar case, ni President Ferdinand Marcos Sr., EJK 3,200 deaths. Sabi po, ang allegations was 30,000. 35,000 survivors ng torture and 70,000 incarcerated. Dito, and these were all politically motivated, mga political dissenters. Na-solve po lahat dito. In fact, gumawa pa ang Pilipinas ng batas para mabayaran yung 11,000 victims na ni-recognize na nakuha from the 10 billion pesos na na-recover. Comparing it to the case of President Duterte, 6,000 death na officially na inadmit, 160,000 na pinakulong. Bakit yung kay Marcos na resolve naman dito, nabayaran pa, yung kay Duterte nandun sa ICC? And in fact, recent history tells us na the Philippines is capable of handling high-profile cases. As it did, it sent to jail 2 presidents, President Arroyo and President Estrada. It sent to jail 4 senators, Senator Bong Revilla, nakakulong na naman, Senator Estrada, and Senator Juan Ponce Enrile, House Arrest, and Senator De Lima. So, ang point, the Philippines justice system is slow, but it is working. So, yun lang po ang aking pananaw doon, na nakakalungkot at the same time na bakit natin isinurrender ang ating soberenya bilang isang bansa. So now the Philippines is, ganito na ba tayo ngayon na we are now ruled and governed by another set of law, even by a court that is not even a state by itself and we're no longer member of. Yun lang po.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, the thing that you were saying that former Senator Sonny Trillanes spoon-fed the witnesses and paid them with corruption money, that hasn't been proven. By the way, that's just an allegation. I just want to make that clear. Pangalawa, 6,000 deaths is still 6,000 deaths, sir. That is still a lot. Kahit na i-compare mo pa po sa ibang periods of time.
Kahit isa nga lang, ma'am.
Yes, exactly.
Ito na yun.
Yes, correct.
At ang sinasabi ko lang po, ang kaso ni Ferdinand Marcos Sr. is similar to the case of President Duterte that was tried here.
Okay, but...
Ayun lang po ang point ko doon. Ibig sabihin, sana dito na lang. Ngayon, kay Sonny Trillanes, Ang point ko lang po doon, there are allegations
This,
that Sunny Trillanes received 100 million pesos and spoon-fed the witnesses.
yes.
Yun nga po eh, so how will the ICC treat that now?
So
Yun
those
nga
are,
po, if it was here,
yeah,
then mas malinaw. Pwede mong patawag si
those,
Sunny, pwede mong patawag yung mga yung mga yun lang po ang point ko. Kaya sana dito ginawa.
right. But those are mere allegations which former Senator Trillanes has denied. Now,
Ma'am,
about your
teka lang,
question.
you're defending kasi Trillanes.
No, no, no.
Yung
I'm just
kaso
saying.
ni-
No, no. I'm just saying. Iba yung allegations
Sana
of facts.
sana si Trillanes ang nagsabi nun eh.
Yeah.
You're interviewing
No, no, no.
eh.
We
Pero
have interviewed
para maging
him.
patas.
We
Para
have-
maging patas.
we have
yung kay
interviewed him.
President Duterte, allegations din yun eh.
Okay.
So dapat i-try
There,
dito. That's the point.
That's allegations with proof as collected by the human rights organizations.
Na-
Pero wait
na-
lang. Let me move on to the
Kasi-
next
No,
point.
you brought it there.
Now, let
Sige,
me move on
diba?
to the next point.
Okay.
Ferdinand Marcos
Okay.
Sr. was in power 1965 to 1986. May ICC, may International Criminal Court na back then, but the Philippines didn't ratify the Rome Statute until August 30, 2011. So that answers your question, why Ferdinand Marcos Sr. wasn't brought to the Hague, because we
what I'm
weren't part
saying
of the
is the
ICC then.
Philippines is capable of handling the reason na ginagamit po ng mga nagpadala sa kanya sa Hague.
But
Ay, wala
during
raw
his
kapasidad ng
time,
Pilipinas. Ma'am,
but-
I thought it was an interview. Why are you asking for the opposition?
no, I'm not asking
Yun
for the
lang sa akin,
opposition.
yung mga points ko, I don't know, bakit kayo sumasagot
Hindi
for
naman.
them?
Yeah, I'm not answering for them. I just want to be clear what's an allegation and what are facts. And to answer your question about the Rome Statute, we didn't ratify it until August 30, 2011. But let's bring it back to today's confirmation of charges hearing. So my question to you wasn't about the jurisdiction. It was about what you thought of Attorney Nicholas
what I
Kaufman's
thought.
defense.
That's what I thought, ma'am. I thought that all the questions and all the hearing and how it was going could have been done here. Yun din ang proseso, it was here. So I have no problem with the president being charged and for investigation. Tama po yun kung yung mga nagreklamo. What I'm just saying is, sana dito na lang para nasa korte natin at mas ma-fair out natin ang katotohanan dahil nandito lahat ng katotohanan eh. Alam po ba ninyo ma'am, maybe I don't know if you know this, but before 2016, ang sabi po, ang official reports ng PIDEA po mismo 92% of all barangays in the NCR are drug affected. Number 2, that all 100% of all heinous crimes committed are drug related. Number 3, na nung pre-2016, mga police officials, police generals, politicians, media, what else, judges, were all part of the drug syndicate. Kaya po lumawak ng ganyan. So, does the ICC know that? And nung panahon po na yon, hindi naman kaila kahit kanino, nakakatakot naman po talaga maglakad-lakad sa labas dahil sa nababalitaan natin na patayan at krimen na nangyayari that were all drug-related. That was the reason na kaya nagkaroon ng drug war na kinoy ng media or yung pagpapatupad ng mahigpit sa batas. So, now, yun lang po.
No, it's okay. I was letting you continue. Baka sabihin mo, I'm not interviewing you. But specifically about the strategy of Attorney Kaufman today, what did you think? Again, it's not about the jurisdiction, but he made some, today, he mostly focused on discrediting what they call the causal nexus, yung connection, the direct link between the speeches of President Duterte to the killings on the ground. What did you think of that strategy?
I think that is the right strategy to take dahil you are finding and they're trying to find the direct link of President Duterte against the alleged state-sponsored killing. Ang point there was no state-sponsored killing. Ang mga nagpatayan po noon are those um, gangsters and police officials that were all involved in drugs. They started to clean up their mess. The president, even kahit po yung official na program, na drug program ng Pilipinas during that time was called Oplan Tokhang. Tokhang, yung kausapin, yung katukin, kausapin. Oplan double barrel. It was actually the media who coined the drug war. Na yun po ang pinag-uusapan sa ICC ngayon. But then, yun po. So, si Kaufman was explaining it that way, that the explanations were, hyperbole. Hindi siya hyperbole, hindi siya, ito patayin mo. Na yun ang sinasabi naman po ng kalaban. So I think he explained it quite well. I hope he could have explained it better. But then, yeah, he did explain it correctly.
But bakit naman he could have explained it better? What part specifically did you want him to explain better?
Sa akin lang po, the way he was explaining it, parang he did not give the complete story kasi hindi naman nila ramdam yung how it was here. When, gaya po ako I know the streets. And when I hear those words, I understand those words quite clearly. Na, ingat kayo dahil you'll get in trouble. So, it stopped a lot of people who were already in drugs, who were already pushing, who were already, kahit pa small time pasali-sali, yung fear na they might get in trouble, they might get picked up, really stop a lot of people from getting to drugs. And that kept the streets safe.
Oh, they might get picked up or they might get killed as well, di ba? There was a real fear back then.
Po yun.
Oh.
Yes, but the gangsters, the drug lords, and the drug addicts, and the policemen who were involved knew exactly what it meant. And that stopped them. That did the job. Pero yung para i-convict ka na ikaw ang nagpapatay, iba po kasi yung elements nun . It has to really be direct. But the order was not that. He was talking about, example, yung pag naglaban. So it was really self-defense.
Okay.
Pero I don't think the Europeans would understand it that way. Yun lang. I think if it was a Filipino judge, may intindihan yun, like, hindi naman lahat ng tao rito, mas maraming mahirap, diba? Hindi naman lahat ng tao mayaman.
The judges are, well, only one of them is European, by the way, the presiding judge. Judge Julia Antonella Motok. But anyways, we'll leave that there. We've run out of time. But thank you so much for joining us today and giving your perspective. Former PACC, hindi na pa PACC Chairman, Greco Belgica. Salamat, sir.
God bless.